So anyway, we're in the last part actually. What do you think the future of Elden Ring will be? Will it be its own franchise, like a Dark Souls,
I feel it will definitely be.
or
I feel like it will
yeah,
be. It'll be something separate from Dark Souls. But if ever they do something, they really have to make sure the quality stays the same. I'm being optimistic. I'm sure they'll do something about it, or possibly they might venture out to do something entirely different. Like how they did with Sekiro and Bloodborne. They might do
Yeah.
something new in a different genre or something. Who knows? But I feel like this will become a franchise for how popular the game was or is.
yeah,
It sucked me in, and like I'm a big
that's right.
fan now. So
Completely agree, man. I feel like, yeah, since Breath of the Wild, like Elden Ring changed the game. Like it's made a whole new benchmark for what open world games can be.
mhm.
And it's like a blend of different genres. Like due to its size, it almost even feels like an MMO sometimes. Like. But yeah, I
Yeah,
think
just
people are
the
going to be talking
MM is
about this.
part. You know,
Sorry, Miggy.
it's just the multiplayer isn't as as baked in to the game. If
Yeah,
it
it is.
was, it could have been an MMO.
True, true. Yeah, exactly right. So yeah, man, I think this is definitely gonna win Game of the Year, like for sure. Um, and
Definitely
people are
top
gonna be talking
contender.
about, yeah, dude, 100%. Like, it's not if not Game of the Year, Game of like the decade. Like people are gonna be talking about this game for like 6 years minimum. Like,
Oh, yeah, probably. Like if they do well with DLC, let's say they bring back these players to play the game again with DLC. Um, yeah, they can even make it an MMO. I wouldn't be surprised with how big this world is.
yeah,
Yeah, it's really interesting with Elden Ring. I like in the short term, I feel like they're gonna do. Obviously, I think we all know where they're gonna do DLCs for this game. But I think what really interests me with Elden Ring is like when it comes to From Software games, uh, like they always try to. Well, they have their mainline Dark Souls series, right? Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and then they have kind of like Bloodborne or Sekiro, where they're kind of varying up the game and then kind of introducing another game with new mechanics
yeah, just
for a whole new
outliers.
fresh feel.
Yeah,
Exactly. And then so when I think about Elden Ring and where this kind of goes into the mix, I do see it as Dark Souls like with or at least a From Software game with this new mechanic of being an open world game and like you were saying earlier, Elaine, like the best hits of everything. But I think what's interesting about this is it almost feels, and this might be a really hot take actually, is that it kind of makes certain elements of Dark Souls obsolete, in my opinion.
Mm.
Like like
mm, yeah,
like meaning
I agree.
meaning the way Elden Ring is, it's so similar to Dark Souls, but they just made it better.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
100%.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out what Dark Souls has to offer now, like versus Elden
Yeah,
Ring. You know what I mean? I'm like, what else does
yeah,
Dark Souls have to bring? Like Elden Ring has everything that Dark Souls has, and that's why
yeah.
Makes sense.
I'm kind of like wondering, like, well, what's next? Are they going to do a Dark Souls 4? Because if they do a Dark Souls 4, then to be honest, it's going to feel a lot more plain than Elden Ring. Like, so I think just my prediction here is that they're either going to build upon this Elden Ring, the improvements that they made up on like with Elden Ring, and make a new
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Um, and that's, to be honest, that's the only way to go in my opinion, because if you kind of go back to the Dark Souls days, it's just like in just
Just
pure
step back.
pure
You're
linear.
regressing. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
exactly, you're regressing.
yeah, no, I think you're spot on, dude. Like I think that when DS3 was marketed in 2016, like it was marketed as like this is the end. This is the end of the DS series. This is Miyazaki's last Dark Souls. It felt like this huge swan song. But yeah, I think Elden Ring's definitely gonna get a sequel. And in terms of the future for FromSoft, man, I'm one of those guys that's still hoping and praying for a Bloodborne 2, dude. I just
Yeah,
want it to
same here,
happen,
man.
man. God damn, like I
Or a
just want it to
remake, man.
happen.
I don't mind a
Or a
remake
remake,
too.
just re-release it, please. With
Should
with
I
60
play
frames.
Demon Souls or Bloodborne first? Because like I have both.
Oh,
Ooh,
Uh,
oh man,
that's
it's
tough.
it's gonna be
That's tough
hard
because,
going
dude,
back
you'll
to
be
30 frames,
surprised with how
man.
good
That's
Demon
all I'm
Souls
gonna say.
is in terms of graphics.
Yeah, because the new one looks
Like,
so good. I don't know.
Yeah, dude. Like the graphics of Demon Souls, it's still my top 5 in terms of best looking PS5 games, and it was a launch game.
Yeah,
It was a
dude.
lot.
Best
Elaine
launch
can
game ever.
probably agree to this, man.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful looking game.
Okay, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm still
Oh, I've
considering.
never. Yeah, no, that's next on. That's next on
The,
my list.
the
It's
thing
actually
with
free on PS
Bloodborne,
Plus. It's free on PS Plus.
it is.
What do you call this? Extra and
Are you
deluxe.
an extra now?
Yeah, I got
Nice,
extra,
nice.
so it's there. Demon
Okay, dude.
Souls. Yeah, you can just get
So
it.
you can, dude. It's just
Download and play.
enjoy it. Just enjoy it. You're
Yeah.
gonna be in awe with how it looks. And if you think about it, imagine if Elden Ring looked like that.
Mm.
Like let's say Blue Point made a remaster of Elden Ring for some
Mm.
reason, and it looks like that. Oh my god.
But yeah.
A game of the century.
Yeah, yeah.
Not even just a decade.
There's a really good there's a short there's a good documentary on like how Blue Point remade um
Oh, I haven't
Demon's
seen it.
Souls. And it's I think it's a no clip documentary. But they built it from the ground up, man. Like it's crazy. Like it really is a remake, like in every sense of the word. But you can tell that Elden Ring is running on DS3's engine, like 100%. It looks really similar to DS3. But yeah, if Blue Point did, man, it would be an absolute mammoth of a task. Imagine having to remake that game. Holy shit. Dude,
Every
it's gonna take like 10
corner,
years
every
more. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
probably,
Oh my god.
probably that would be
Because
a
I think it's
development
running on
hell.
DS3's engine because they probably started development on it like years ago, bro.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
they said
Probably.
after DS3 was
Fucking
released,
massive
they were
game,
already working
yeah.
on Elden Ring for like 5 years.
Yeah, I bet. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, 100%.
Damn.
Sekiro was, since it was another publisher, different team because it's
Uh,
Activision. So
God,
yeah,
and they did really well there too. So
and Blue Point was handling Demon Souls. So you really had a full-fledged development team there.
Yeah. And to answer your question, JB, like it's an interesting one because if you've played Elden Ring,
Mhm.
like, and you go back to playing Dark Souls, like it's a hit or miss. Like to be honest, like the way I look at Dark Souls now is it's just more of what you've experienced in Elden Ring, which is good. I mean, don't get me
Mhm.
wrong. Like it's a whole new thing. You're like FromSoft will surprise you. It's great. It's still not a bad game, but I do think that definitely like Bloodborne offers stuff that Elden
New.
Ring
Different.
Elden Ring doesn't have, and so does
Yeah.
Sekiro. Like for example, like
Agreed.
Bloodborne, like there's still like one of the most satisfying things is like the freaking like changing your weapon into the other like
Hell yeah.
it's so
cool,
satisfying.
dude.
It's
Oh
freaking
my
it
god.
feels like Transformers in your
You're talking about Bloodborne,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
Bloodborne.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so satisfying using that. And then
It
Sekiro
is.
actually is
Totally.
really, really good too. Honestly, I can't even explain the game. I don't want to spoil anything for
That
sure.
might be the one I might go for first. Maybe Sekiro then probably Sekiro Bloodborne. Maybe.
I just thought about it. I think you should do either Sekiro, Bloodborne, and then do Demon Souls after.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Dude,
You'll
if
need
you
it.
can
because-
do Sekiro, you're gonna nail Bloodborne.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Though, to be honest with you guys, I think that Bloodborne, in my
It's harder?
opinion, is the hardest among all the Souls games.
Really?
I've played.
Harder
Really?
than Sekiro? No
Harder
way.
than Sekiro. Yeah,
no
because
way.
yeah, Sekiro was hard. Don't get me wrong. Like especially like towards the end, especially. But I actually had a way harder time playing Bloodborne, and the reason is because for Sekiro, and here's the reason why. It's because Bloodborne, even if you're it's an offensive game. Like not, I don't
Yes,
say
it
offensive. Like it's like you are on the
Yeah.
offense with Bloodborne.
Yeah, in the offense.
Like you are like you are fighting and you have to attack, and when you get attacked, you
Yep.
attack back. You don't run.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
and that whole thing.
You're ingrained
Um,
in that to
Yeah,
roll
it's
back.
very to be honest, it's actually kind of hard to wrap my head around sometimes that's what needs to happen because I'm so used to playing all these Souls games where I'm like I get hit,
play
I
turtle,
run, I heal.
defensive. Yeah.
Totally. So here's like that too. It's ultra like it. Well, it's you fight, but you are. It's like the complete opposite of not opposite of Bloodborne, but Sekiro, you're focused so much on trying to play that dance. You're not really.
Yeah.
You're going on the offense, but you know that your offense is just going to get blocked, and you just have to
Gotta
just
counter.
play.
You gotta wait it out.
You gotta
Yeah.
wait it out. You gotta counter. You gotta play that game. It's like a marathon. Bloodborne, to me, it's hard because you're literally you're dying inside, and you have to get that health back, and you have to move real quick, and the enemies are lightning fast versus any other Dark Souls game. It's hard.
Plus
And
30 FPS.
especially Ludwig. I couldn't beat
Yes.
Ludwig either. So, to your point,
Nice,
Elaine.
yeah, I completely agree with you. It's unlike any other
Oh.
feeling, and yeah, I think Bloodborne and Sekiro will be, I think, good for you to discover, JV, because again, like Mari said, it offers something that Elden Ring doesn't have. Completely unique art style. I guess it depends on what you prefer. Like, do you like? I think you probably like Sekiro more in terms of like the setting and
Japanese,
feudal era Japan. But like Bloodborne's a pretty unique perspective as well because it's Victorian, like Bram Stoker-esque Dracula shit. Like if you're into gothic horror and Lovecraftian horror,
Yeah, Lovecraftian. That's what I always hear about that, Lovecraftian.
yeah, it's really interesting, man. Like the fear of the unknown, man. Like it's such a cool concept, dude. And yeah, I can't rave enough about it. I could talk to you
Play with
about
headphones for
Bloodborne
sure.
for hours. Yeah, but yeah, you can't go wrong either way if you choose either game. So, yeah.
Yeah. It'll be an adjustment though, since you're already spoiled with 60 FPS.
Yeah.
Bloodborne's only running 30,
Dude.
even less. And like Elaine, right? You try to jump back in, and it was kind of rough.
It
You're
was
like,
rough, yeah, because I finished Elden Ring and I wanted to get the plat for Bloodborne too. And I went back and I was like, fuck, the 30 frames is so evident. Like I couldn't get over it, man. It just felt shit.
You get so
It felt
spoiled
like-
with the games nowadays.
You get
We're
spoiled,
so
yeah.
spoiled. We are so spoiled. But I couldn't believe how I was able to sink so much time into it. I was like, God, this is so uncomfortable, so jarring. But I mean, it shouldn't. It really shouldn't. I'm just whining. Like it shouldn't take away from the experience. It's so good. Yeah.
Thank you for watching. You can follow us on all sorts of social media from Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search Premier Avenue. And on Instagram, search at Premier Avenue _PH. You may watch these suggested videos on top, and I'll catch you on the next stream.